Hey guys, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and today is the Wednesday check-in. Today is April 28th, and I kind of started something new there, guys. I have started mindfully fasting, and that's not like the title of what I'm doing. I've always done this where I would go multiple hours without eating and then eat for a little while and then stop. But it was just recently brought to my attention about like this whole new health trend or whatever about intermittent fasting. I am nowhere near versed enough to like make a recommendation or to even tell you guys what the hell is going on, how it works or whatever. I've been kind of listening to this audiobook called Fast Feast Repeat by Dr. Jen Stevens or something like that. Or Jen Stevens, she's not even a doctor. She's anyways, so I figured, I usually stop eating for the day around 9 o'clock at night, and I typically don't eat until late afternoon anyways. So I was like, well, okay, let's apply this a step further and just see what happens with this intermittent fasting type situation that been doing it now for 2 days. Yesterday I kind of way overshot my goal. I actually ended up going 19 hours and 42 minutes. I went from 8 p.m. What was that? 8 p.m. Sunday to 3:32. No, 8 p.m. Monday to about 3:42 yesterday afternoon, and then I ate until about 8 o'clock. So from 4 to 8, so I only had a 4-hour eating window, and then I stopped eating right around 8:30, and then I've now been fasting from 8:30 to now, which has been really freaking interesting. I've been fasting now for 12 hours and 20 minutes. So I'm using this app called Fastic. It's FASTIC, and I always forget that I gotta shut this down some. So there's all the information that it gives you, and each one of those icons is a another step in your progress. So the very first one is like starting your fast. The next one here is saying that your glucose blood levels are calming down. So like I said, I don't know that much about this. I'm just telling you guys kind of like what I'm doing right now. And I look really fat and swollen. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe I always look this way. I don't know. But yeah, so it's kind of an interesting little thing. And it does have a paid side. And if you're not paying attention, you will like run into a paywall. But there's a way that you can like click out of it or whatever and like unlock the free version. And then of course, like every freemium app out there in the universe, they're constantly telling you, oh, upgrade. So I hate stuff like that, but so far I'm feeling okay with it. I have noticed though that being more mindful of the fact that I don't want to eat past a certain time has really caused some issues for me, because I'm a snacker. I like to eat like popcorn and stuff like that while I'm watching TV. And I also just kind of graze throughout the day too. So being more mindful of the fact that I can't go and just grab something to eat is kind of like bothersome because of the way that I was brought up. My biological mother never really had that much food in the house. And when we did have food in the house, there was usually 40 different people, all of them 99.999% of the time unrelated to us, just random people that she found on the street and had a sad sob story that she brought into the house. They would eat up all the food. So it was like really, there was a lot of food insecurity. And part of the reason I'm so large now, outside of that hormonal imbalance that I have, is that there was a summer there where I was staying with my dad, and he didn't know that I could cook and didn't think that I would cook foods or healthier foods. So all he kept in the house were like really high sugary cereals and peanut butter and jelly. And so as a teenager, and it was like 240,000 degrees outside, literally, like where I grew up out at the Salton Sea in Southern California, record temperatures at one point was 136 degrees. And so yeah, it would be like ungodly hot outside, and we had 2 air conditioner units in the house that kept the house like at a cold 60 degrees. And so yeah, you wouldn't really want to go outside unless you absolutely had to, and even then you big pleaded and did everything else but to go outside. So yeah, there's all of that. But anyways, so yeah, just gotta try this out. And tomorrow I go in for my 40-year-old checkup. Kind of interested to see how that plays out and what the full scope and detail of all that is. Like I said, I don't know if they're gonna do a colonoscopy or if they're like what exactly they're going to do. I am going to make mention to my doctor tomorrow that I am starting to do this like mindful fasting, and just kind of give him a heads up on what's going on, and maybe even see if it's okay that I do it, because there's a lot of things that says, you know, you really should do this under doctor supervision and so on and so forth. And because I'm diabetic, and part of the time on doing a fast, your body's going into ketosis, and I have diabetic ketoacidosis. Like my body instantly kind of like flops over to ketoacidosis, and so I don't know if just going into ketosis is the same as going into diabetic ketoacidosis. So that's also something I gotta look into. And yesterday my sides were hurting really bad, but I was super freaking active like pretty much all day yesterday. Got up, came into the living room, started working on my computer some. A friend of mine called me, said, hey, do you want to go for a walk? I'm like, yeah, let's go. Hopped out, went for a walk, came home, was home for about maybe 15-20 minutes, then got up and took off, went over to my friend Carmen's house and just kind of hung out with her for the whole rest of the day. And then we were like moving around, I was chasing the baby, and like we went for a ride in her new car, and did a little bit of thrift store shopping, and you know, just had a really good time. Like I have to force her to leave the house because she's become a little agoraphobic, and has some other personal issues going on right now, and I love her to death, but I'm trying to like break her out of the cycle of wake up, feel grumpy, repeat type situation. And yeah, so love her to death, and got to spend some time with my friend yesterday, which was really nice. And she is such a creative muse for me. Like, we literally have this weird psychic bond with each other. We were driving around yesterday, and I was like, yeah, you want to turn here? And she looks over at me, she's like, I love that we can just communicate like that. And I was looking out the window, and she didn't even say anything. I was like, yeah, this is where you want to turn. And then we went to the free store thing, and she's like, and I was like, yeah, you want this, and this, and if you look over here, you're gonna find this, and like, just, she's like, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know, honestly. And like, I had an accidental psychic moment the other day. We were talking, and she was just going on and on and on about the fact that her and her husband were going to spend their anniversary car shopping, that he wanted to go look for this expensive car, he wanted to go look at this expensive car and all this other stuff. And she was just like getting more and more and more upset about it, and like, this is not what I want to do, blah blah. And joking around, I kind of said, well, maybe he's buying you a car. And as soon as I said that, like, I got all this imagery of like him working extra hours and like sneaking around, hiding money and stuff like that. And she's like, no, we don't even have that kind of money right now, blah blah. And I'm like, okay. And so I didn't make mention to her about everything else that kind of like flashed on me. And then 45 minutes after I hung up the phone with her, she's like, I gotta go, because I'm starting to get even more pissed off just thinking about all this. I'm like, okay, hun, well, you know, go be angry. I love you. Go, and I'll talk to you later. She's like, I love you too. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And like, not even 45 minutes later, her husband calls me. He's like, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm like, nothing. And then he tells me the entire plan and everything that he had planned to do and what he had been doing for like the last couple of months. And I was like, dude, let me tell you, your wife is fucking pissed at you right now. And he goes back and forth. Well, he gets home, and he's like, seriously gonna just be pushing all of her buttons, and he ends up like calling the dealership and like, listen, my wife is like about ready to go fucking nuclear on me, so is there any way that I can come and get the car tonight? So yeah, that's how that all went down. And God, I love those two. They're seriously relationship goals. But anyways, so yeah, this whole week has been really weird, and yesterday was kind of a up and down day also, like emotionally speaking. Yesterday was the 8-year anniversary of my father's passing, and it really didn't hit me all that hard. It hits my mom extremely hard because I've mentioned this in other videos, but my dad passed away on the 27th. 2 days later, my grandpa, her father, passed away. Same like year. So the 27th, my dad passed away. Fast forward 2-3 days later, my grandpa passes away. So it was like a double whammy. And then shortly thereafter, my grandma, my mom's mom, started developing dementia and Alzheimer's, and so she couldn't even properly grieve and mourn the fact that she not only just lost her husband, that she also lost her dad, and now she was losing her mom. And so this time of year really kicks her ass, and especially toward the end of the summer around my grandpa's and my dad's birthdays. She's usually an emotional wreck, so I try to call her the day before, and then I'll like call her a day or so afterwards, because she's the type of emotional person that, one, doesn't like to show her emotions, and two, if she is feeling really depressed and emotional, she won't answer the phone. So I'll send her like a little message on Facebook, or send her some funny stuff from TikTok, and just be like, love you, mama. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, a lot of cool, interesting things happening. And above and beyond that, that's really it for right now. Went out to dinner last night with my sister and my niece, and that was really nice. It's been a long time since all three of us just got together and did something. It was supposed to just be me and my sister, which I was really looking forward to, because I've really been missing my sister lately. And it seems like every time that I make a suggestion that we get together or that we do something, she is either too busy or makes 12 billion excuses as to why we can't do the things. And so I was kind of upset that my niece was going to be there, but at the same time I was like, you know what, I'll take what I get. And it just turned out to be a really nice little dinner type situation. So we went to this place that I told my sister to make a reservation before we went. Not because it's upscale and super fancy or whatever, it's just because it's such a popular diner and eating establishment that it fills up quick, fast, and in a hurry. And it was like ordained by the gods that we were allowed to even get in there without a reservation, because the people who had reserved their table had actually was running kind of late, and so they went ahead and just gave it to us. So that was kind of cool. And also, in the area that I live in, the whole town starts rolling up the carpets at like 5 o'clock. So you're extremely hard pressed to find anything to do much past 5 p.m. And especially if you're underage like my niece is. I mean, she's 20 now, so I mean, she's not as underage as whatever, but and even then, I don't think that she would want to go hang out at a bar or go to one of the local bars that serve food until like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. So it was just kind of a happy windfall that all kind of fell into place the way that it did. So yeah, and with it being the 28th, that means that May 9th is coming up really quickly, which is, I think, Mother's Day. And then the 10th is when I start my state testing. And still kind of worried about that. Still haven't heard much of anything else from them. Like, I thought that we were supposed to be getting some kind of, like, introduction packet and all this other hoopla-doo. Really haven't received any of that, so I'm actually going to wrap the video up here, and as I'm doing that and getting it thrown through the editor, I'm gonna send out a couple of emails finding out what's going on and all that other fun stuff. So anyways, guys, you know the drill. Questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section down below. And if you would like to talk to me one-on-one on Zoom, and maybe even have our conversations recorded and used as a like interview type situation for a future video, we could do that. Hit me up. I really enjoy talking to y'all, especially individually. And so yeah, All the links to the social media and stuff are down below. There's also the link to the Patreon account if you decide that you would like to help me with my studies or just want to throw a little extra my way. You know, every little bit helps, every little bit counts, every little bit is loved and appreciated. There's also links to games that I'm currently playing right now, and you know, we could play together on those games. And yeah, so until next time, guys, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.